This I do want to talk to you about since we're doing this, right? So this is a 5K that your dad and your brother competed in. There you are right there.
Yep.
And your brother walked the last mile.
Yes. Yeah.
So powerful.
It was incredible. So this was the whole E60 was on, and he, I think what did you say? I think it was back in 2016. Yeah.
I think, yeah, it was something. Well,
Time
yeah.
flies. But he, I remember this.
2013 maybe? Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was sooner. I vividly remember this because he had done, this was before even the Ironmans or the triathlons. This was just 5Ks that my dad started doing with my brother. And Johnny loved it so much that he one day, and I vividly remember this, told my parents, he said, I'm going to get out and I'm going to walk the last mile of a race for dad, because dad's brought me to the, he's brought me to the finish line so many times. I want to thank him for it. And at that time, Johnny had only taken 20 steps on his own, 21, I believe. So then my mom and dad look at each other like, how many steps are in a mile? That would be like us running a 5K and then saying we're going to run a marathon. It was almost inconceivable that he even thought to do that. But my parents drilled into us, and I swear that's why I am where I am today, because of Johnny's mentality and my parents' mentality. But they'd always say, okay, like if we'd say, I'd say I want to be on ESPN someday. They say, okay, what do you have to do to get there? Johnny would say, I'm going to walk a mile. Or when he was little, he wanted to go ice skating. My parents would say, okay, what do you have to do to get there? Like there was never okay, let's take our expectation down a little bit. It was just, we're going to treat everybody like they're capable of anything and see what kind of happens. So when he said that, they started training with him. And as you can see here, this was our local 5K in Rockford, Michigan. And he had never done a full mile. In his training, he had done about 3/4 of a mile. And it's a mental toll on him, because cerebral palsy really affects it's a disconnect between your brain telling your muscles what to do. So every step he takes, he has to override his brain to tell his muscles what movement to do in order to take that step. So it's exhausting. And like the comparison I just said, it's like us running a marathon. He was absolutely exhausted. So E60 came out to do a story on it, because we said there's a good chance he's going to finish. He's got that athlete mentality. He will cross that finish line. And this is him crossing. And in the interview, he said they obviously rushed up to with the camera to him. And he said, it feels like I'm officially an athlete. And we all just lost it, because it was just it was incredible. It was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. And so now he'll do that at the end of Ironmans. He'll get out and he'll walk the last mile. And it is so cool. I can't even explain.
What did you learn about yourself in that mile? Take me back to that 5K.
Wow, that's a great question.
By watching him, like maybe not like, what did you learn about yourself? But, I told you when we started this, like the people around me on those events, they're the ones that inspire me. I'm lucky to get to see them and be around them, and all of the stuff that I do gives me that opportunity.
Right.
So watching your brother walk that mile, I'm gonna start crying here, honey. How did that affect you? What did you learn about yourself and your family and him?
Yeah, I think in that moment I saw how much he can impact other people. And you think every day how little decisions, like if you're nice to one person in the grocery store, that might impact their day to have them be nice to somebody else. Like the kindness effect is in full force. But when you see that many people, and you can kind of see at the finish line, they just gather around him because it's so inspirational and so motivating to see. And it shakes you a little bit to make you realize, okay, my problems aren't as big. I can get up in the morning and I can brush my own teeth and I can live on my own. All these things that he can't do. And so I think that was the first time I'd really seen the impact he could have. And now he does a motivational speaking, and he's on social media. So he's impacting people that way as well. But the end of Ironman races, I've just never experienced it before, Shannon. Like, it is so incredible because it's midnight, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's exhausted. The crowd is crazy. They're watching people just barely make it to the finish line. And then you have a kid, and then you see a dad and a son in a wheelchair, and he stops and he gets out of the wheelchair to get in a walker and walk. And it is just the coolest thing to see, to experience, to know that that's my family, because I'm walking either in front of them or behind them. My job is video, so I get the video of the finish as I'm bawling, right? Trying to film this.
Yeah.
But yeah, just knowing the amount of people that he could impact in that moment, I was like, oh, he's going to do great things. And I knew he would reach out and connect with as many people as possible. And he has. It's been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I've been at the finish line for like the last person that comes through, just makes time. And it's like listen, there's so many different people in these triathlons. Like, you have your elite athletes that are just like, oh my God, it blows you away. But then you have these incredible stories that are just as mind-blowing and just as like incredible to watch. It's just like different sides of the emotional spectrum that you kind of experience. So to see these people who, like, you would go to the grocery store and you'd be like, no way are they gonna, and they are an athlete.
Welcome to the show where dreams take flight.